I think we should start making tallies of how often you burp in our sessions, along with all of the 20s we get.
I can put that on the list. It's these Coke Zeros, man, that just do it to me.
Right, it's the Coke Zero.
It is.
No.
No.
Hello.
Oh, D20s. Damn. Did it register? No? That's good. Ah. I was hoping that it wouldn't register.
Well, I got someone above and below me, so
You safe?
hopefully that's good.
I don't really remember what happened last session.
Okay, Amanda,
Been
quit
working
typing
on
up your
refreshing my
summary.
memory.
Christ.
You guys can't hear me, right? I mean, I thought
no,
I could
we
reset
heard
my router.
every key.
Sorry.
I thought somebody was constructing a building.
I might be.
She is. A building of words. Words that will come collapsing down on top of you.
Oh, wonderful.
I'll try and type quieter from here on out. I apologize. I'll buy a silent keyboard, one that's like built into my desk, and all you can hear is my fingers. Just to be so cool. Hologram keyboard. I make so many mistakes though.
So, can your keyboard roll a d20?
I don't think there's a button on my keyboard for that yet. I'm sorry. Man. That's just
2 ones
unlucky.
already.
Yes!
We're off to a great start.
And Caden.
I have a higher dexterity. That means she
What?
does.
Go ahead and roll a d20.
What's your dexterity?
18.
I'm glad to see that you made it so safe and sound back to Atlanta. Well, you know, D12, D20, whatever.
There's no way.
No cheating now.
All right. So, if I can get Xavier and Octavia
Yeah.
to share the storytelling duties, let's
Okay.
relive our last session.
Yeah, that was so far long ago.
That was 2 weeks,
Now
right?
it's been a whole 2 weeks.
I'm not used to surviving that long. Things happened.
I believe we started off with the cries for murder.
That's correct.
Yes, Jim John is dead.
Right. There was a lot of accusations going around. And I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, I think they squarely and eventually fell on poor little Numa.
Because you had a short sword.
Yeah,
Numa was innocent in all of it.
it's a little discriminatory.
Yeah, I think there was like, no, you did it, no, you did it, and then eventually we're like, well, look, no one has any proof, so
And then
looks like we're just
Arabam
gonna
was
move
like,
on with our lives.
I'll show you my sword if you show me yours. So I got that, and then I think we made it to some town. Is it Waterdeep?
Waterdeep.
Yeah.
Z-Town.
I didn't kill 4 people in an alley, so that was good.
Yet.
Yeah, I don't really remember what else was going on. I think Numa was talking to some person about his sword.
Oh, I remember. I played Sherlock Holmes when I was following these people because I was super fucking stealthy. And
that's
they
right,
totally
we did
saw
that.
me the whole time, but I'm acting like they didn't because I'm super stealth because I was on my horse Silver the whole time.
Yeah, I think I unpacked China, and I don't know that I'm with you guys, right? Oh, yeah. Then I stopped it. Yeah, it's all coming back.
Yeah.
As I was drinking, the silent cleric came by, and I noticed her.
I think Xavier and I were gonna go eat a ham, and then that gnomish woman is like, "Really, you guys are gonna go eat a ham? Don't you guys think you have more important things to do right now?" We're like, "Well, fuck, we'll go follow these guys."
We wanted ham.
So we all go our separate ways because there's 3 wagons to follow, and we're like trying to be super sneaky. And from a whispering voice in my head, I'm like, I hear, "Hey, you're getting followed." I'm like, "Fuck, I'm getting followed." There, I was totally not as sneaky as I thought. He's like, "Go to the back alley." Go to the back alley, and we find out the strange dwarf was following us, along with Hayden.
Mm-hmm.
Hayden. And then we're like jibber jabbing, and this fucking gnome lady's like, "You guys are real cute. You guys want to actually do some work now?" And we're like, "Where the fuck do you keep coming from? And why do you have to say this stuff?"
And where did that fence come from? Because I was looking for a fence to stand on. Like, she built a fence without us knowing about it.
Yes, this fence builder
She's
gnomish.
She's really good.
No, that was the fence on the other side of the alley away from the inn. That was next to the business.
Okay. Damn. All right. Well, I don't feel
Either
so bad.
way, this lady really is just getting on our nerves by popping up every 5 seconds and telling us we're doing everything wrong. And that happened. And so now I have my horse Silver, and we're in an alley, and there's a gnomish woman telling us we're screwing everything up and we should really start to get our lives together. And take it away, Xavier.
Once we found out where the carts were and where the suspected cultists were, we all made back to, I believe it was the Sleeping Giant.
That's correct.
Inn, tavern, place. I'm going to call it a tavern because I don't know.
And I think there's probably going to be ham there.
Maybe. And I believe
Don't
we
push
had
your
a
luck.
brief conversation, i.e. at least an hour of discussing how we would track the people in the carts and throwing out ideas of painting marbles and ball bearings and putting little stones in their pockets, and it was so politely brought to our attention that we don't need to track the people, that we need to track the cargo. And so I brought out an emerald from my pack and I showed it to Caden. So
Oh,
that
you
way
mean the emerald that you stole, right? From the
Borrowed.
wagon?
Commandeered it.
I
for our
borrowed
own
it.
purposes.
I put it back at the end of the session. So that way he could get a good look at it, because it was a finely crafted emerald worth, I think it was like 200 gold or something like that. So that way he could track that necklace with the cart, so that ultimately we don't have to really, we have to stay near the carts but not that close, and then we can find their destination from there. And I think, I don't know, Ben, did we end up leaving town, or were we getting ready to leave town?
Wasn't there something about like construction happening?
Yeah, they were mixing in their, that's right, they were mixing in
Road
their
construction.
carts with the construction carts for the road to smuggle the goods out
The high road.
the high road. And I believe I went and checked out the warehouse. I think I was sent on that mission alone, so I probably going to cause trouble. Yeah, I think that's where we're at. I don't think we left town yet, because Numa was talking to some elf guy about his sword.
That was more of a flashback.
Oh, that's right. That was
a conversation Numa had while you were in town.
That's right. Did we leave
But
yet?
you have, in fact, hired on as guards yet again.
You got Reese Pieces again, Chip.
Guards and wagon drivers as you head north out of the city under the employ of the construction crew that is rebuilding the road between Waterdeep and Neverwinter.
Right.
All right.
Chip's eating candies.
It's not me. Not me.
It wasn't you?
No.
That was me trying to get rid of my dinner.
Oh.
It was just high five, and I was trying to put the boxes away.
Oh.
Did you ate Skittles for dinner?
High five.
High five. What's high five?
Chip, you're dead to me.
I don't know what high five is.
High five, and it's the most amazing pizza ever.
Oh, yeah, okay. No, I never. Yeah, that's the new place on Stone Drive, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Man, now that we've wowed them with local geography.
I thought that was one of those places where you turned your car title in for cash, but it's a pizza place.
It's next door to one of those places.
Oh, okay.
Anyway. So, does anyone have any questions about where we are? Anyone want to make any comments or observations before we start the session? In general, is everyone ready to go?
Ready to go.
Everyone awake and active and rested?
Yep.
We were just leaving Waterdeep now, or we're like a little ways out of Waterdeep?
You're already on the road.
Okay. Cool beans.
Just trying to check in with all my players, get an idea of where the characters are at.
Yeah. I believe after I put the emerald in, I would have tried to blend in as a driver for the laborers, because I said that I was not very strong. So I would man the carts of one of the construction carts.
You've hired on as a wagon driver?
Yep.
And laborer once you get there.
And laborer once I get there. Hopefully more
Got
of a
it.
supervisor role, but...
No.
Damn.
Supervisors are spoken for.
Oh, get my hands dirty.
So, what is Xavier's state of mind at this point?
I think with the plan of tracking the carts, he's really just keeping an eye out for just shady business from these cultists, really. He's... Yeah, I would say other than just keeping an eye on the cultists, he's just kind of along for the ride at the moment. Just kind of keep him busy, I guess. But he definitely
So
wants...
he's not thinking about his commitments to the Harpers?
Oh, Numa sent a letter. Or he's still writing one.
Well, yeah.
No, he's still trying to track information on where it's going, and ultimately the plan. And so that's why he's keeping an eye on who he thinks the cultists are. He wants to keep a closer eye on anything that they might be doing to send or receive correspondence. And he's still kind of worried about that, those sleeping spots they ran into back before they got to Waterdeep. So he's keeping that in the back of his mind. So he's kind of looking out in the distance as they're traveling, just to see if there's any anybody kind of keeping an eye on the caravan from a distance, and then occasionally checking in on the cultists.
Okay. What's Arabin thinking about right now? Where's he?
Airman is, I'm assuming, hired on more or less as a guard because of his heavier armor and weapon set. But kind of wandering along, not really so worried about reporting in or reporting back so much, because where he's sitting from, he kind of sees it as they're still following these cultists. They don't really have anything more to report on them, in that they're still heading towards their destination that we haven't yet figured out what it is. Like, their numbers are still kind of fluctuating, but still remaining fairly constant. Nothing incredibly imminent has come to our attention that he's aware of. So he also is kind of wondering, at the same time, just who it was that killed John just the other day.
Is John's partner, is he still with this caravan? Do we see him?
Teicher?
You haven't had a chance to look over the rest of your caravan mates yet.
Yeah.
But that'll be an interesting question to remember here in a little bit.
Well, that's what Numa's thinking about.
I haven't gotten to Numa yet.
Damn it, Numa.
Numa can keep his thoughts to himself for now. So, just to lay the groundwork for potential later episodes, Aravan, you also are probably, you're probably bandaging Amanda's boyfriend's hand. But other than that, you're also thinking about the narrow escape you had with the people that your father has had watching for you, and are very concerned that while you managed to give them the slip this time, in no small part thanks to your head of disguise, that that's still an issue you're going to have to deal with at some point. And now that you've traveled this far north, it's going to be very hard to stay completely out of his reach for an indefinite time period. Caden, where are you as a character? What's Caden wanting to do and thinking about?
Caden is keeping a sharp eye out. He knows that the cultists are starting to catch on to them, and he knows it's not going to end with killing Jim John. There's more to come, and he's just watching out for it.
I'm really curious to what book he's reading, because he's always reading a book.
It's a really good one.
Yeah. He's always got his nose in a book. He's like, oh, you guys handle the brutes. I'm going to read. Just curious.
He probably has some if it makes you feel better.
I was going to say, Caden is more than capable of sharing that information on his own.
Oh, yeah. No.
It's the Pathfinder core rulebook.
Your curiosity has driven you to try to sneak peeks every once in a while.
Yes.
And you get the impression that it's a journal of some kind.
Ah, okay.
And it seems to be written in a very fluid, almost feminine handwriting.
I was close.
That does not match what you've seen of Caden when he has written things for you, or you've seen samples of his writing.
Okay.
And Octavia,
Yes.
what is it your character's wanting to do? Where are you in your mindset?
Well, since we had to leave the town so quick, I didn't really get to thoroughly enjoy a meal that Xavier owed me. I guess that will just have to do for now.
I was hoping you forget about that.
She's really wondering, like, where these guys are headed. Like, she's trying to figure out what it is to the north that they are so hell-bent on getting to. And she's more concerned at trying to stop them after she figures it out so they can't complete their mission. But in order to stop them, we have to know what they're doing first. So, sort of stuck right now. But that's her plan, that's her scheme. Get a ham along the way.
I love how you're just all about the food.
What you've come to find out is that ham has actually been banned in Waterdeep.
Oh,
I
hated this town.
They had a massive outbreak of
Swine flu.
Swine flu?
No, of a pig disease that it actually the pigs would get sick, and many of them would develop kind of essentially dizziness and fainting. They wouldn't die from it exactly, but they would just get hard to handle. So they were often slaughtered when this started spreading. They were slaughtered in large numbers, and as the hams and bacon and everything else was being consumed by the people in Waterdeep, they began to develop a similar type of sickness that ended up paralyzing many of them.
Well, it's not my fault they're eating pigs wrong.
Get the wrong pigs.
I'm so upset right now.
Kind of a was it Critchfield David Jacobs disease, the mad cow disease.
Critchfield Jacobs.
There you go, Jacobs. Kind of one of those events. So they've been slaughtering any pigs that came that were within a 50-mile radius of Waterdeep, and have banned the meat for now.
You just hate my character, man.
Bad pig disease.
You just don't want her happy.
Basically.
We can switch to lamb.
I'm gonna have to. I can't starve.
Because beef is just right out.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Everyone can eat beef.
Kill the really intelligent pigs and the really nice cuddly lambs.
It sounds like something
Okay, you know
Octavia would
what?
do.
You should know that I love cows, Ben. You knew this.
I thought you loved something else that was a mushi in Japanese culture.
Cows.
Just gonna say, Google search mushi and see what you come up with.
Oh God, what did I name my character?
After a pig?
Bug.
Everyone Google.
Yep. Now, Google. Once you Google, click on images.
Does that have to do with the big boob people?
I'll let you make that determination.
Why do you know these cows? Mushi means cow. There's a little cow.
Yeah, anime cows is what I'm getting so far.
I have a mixture of a big boob lady dressed as a cow. I guess that has it all summed up.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
It was an interesting experience when I first went, what does mushi mean? I went and looked it up, and I was like,
yeah, you should be careful what
okay,
you Google.
that's an interesting choice that she's made.
Now we really know why Lothar left the other campaign. He's afraid of cattle.
Anyway,
back to our
and Numa.
Numa is
Okay, good. Let's
yeah.
get moving.
You know where we're at.
No, go ahead.
So yeah, Numa is prepared to make this next step of the travel. A step of 1,000 miles begins with 1 mile. I mean, yeah, something like that. And so, yeah, he's prepared to examine the caravan as we go, and he is confident that the dragon cults will once again reveal themselves.
All right. Well, as you guys have just left the city, you'd gathered up at the warehouse where all the construction supplies were being managed. A few of you helped load up some of the wagons. Some had already been loaded and were waiting at the gate. And you've now been traveling north from the city for, we'll say 20 minutes or so. And you finally get a chance to kind of settle in, quit trying to get the hang of driving the wagons, getting used to the horses, that kind of thing. You start checking out who's with you. You start seeing a few familiar faces.
Good familiar, bad familiar?
Well, you notice there's a gnome.
Is Pete there?
There's a gnome riding on the back of one of the wagons.
Jimna?
Jimna?
That's who it. You're pretty sure that's who it is. She kind of went her own way that morning, and she looks different somehow. I mean, as you stare at her, you're like, okay, yeah, that's her, but her entire demeanor has changed. No longer is she dressed as a kind of a wandering adventurer type. Now she's dressed in a fairly simple, smock, brown smock, kind of peasant's clothing, and she's attempting to blend in just as a simple worker out to go help struck the road and make a decent wage for a few weeks.
Xavier
And
thinks to himself, he's like, she's good.
And she doesn't give even the slightest hint of recognition of you guys.
Very good.
I'm going to ignore her too.
Well, she killed your friend.
I don't know that.
And up towards the head of the caravan, in one of the wagons that had already left for the gate when you guys arrived at the warehouse, you see a very familiar face, and as he turns around to look at you, you can see the hate burning in his eyes.
There's Pete.
As Piter
Piter.
stares you down and
It's going to be a long ride.
begins talking to the guy sitting next to him in the wagon. And you can see that word is getting passed around several people,
Murderer.
both wagon drivers and workers. So it makes for a very uncomfortable first few days of travel, as the camp seems almost divided in two. There are those people who don't seem to pay you any mind whatsoever. And then there are those people who look at you with, at best, suspicion, and many of them with pretty open hostility.
I think this is going to be a great time to get to know people, guys.
Is there any sign of the Red Wizard of Thay, Asbar Joss?
Actually, no.
I don't know if that's good or bad. Okay.
So if
It seems like he must have stayed behind whenever this transfer of goods was taking place.
So if Erevan is close to me, I'm gonna whisper to him and say, "Do you want me to mess with Piter? Because I can."
Piter's of little concern to me anymore. If you believe you can get information from him about their intended final destination, then feel free to have at him. Should any confrontation arise, I'll have your back.
Oh, I was just saying, I mean, I can make him drop his sword, I can take his coin purse, I can mess with him.
Let me at him.
No, I'm just saying, I mean, if we want to see how he really acts. Spreading all these hateful words about us.
Perhaps we should try to win the favor of this caravan first, before we start playing tricks upon those in their company.
Fair enough. Just know the offer stands.
I'll keep it under advisement. Should his glares and scowls continue, perhaps it will make for an amusing travel after all.
We can have a little fun. I mean, I've already dropped someone's pants in the last day.
Aravan's not going to respond to that one.
I go back to driving the car with a smile on my face.
So, over the first couple of days, like I said, they're the workers and laborers who are coming along, mostly trudging behind or riding, occasionally riding in the wagons, who seem to be just a mix of simple folk. Either some look like probably just come in from the outer areas of Waterdeep looking for work. Some look like people who can't hold a very steady job, so end up picking up odd jobs here and there. And they seem to, in this mixture, there's people who tend to kind of hang out with Piter and a couple of other guards that you recognize from the other caravan. And then those that just kind of mingle and try to stay out of everyone's way. The guy in charge of the caravan, who seems to just be another employee of this high road charter company, is kind of taking charge of things. He tells you where you're going to stop, when you're going to break for lunch, where you're going to camp, those sorts of things. It's clear he's made this trip a few times, as each time you stop, there tends to be a kind of a clearing where it looks like people have made camp before. Maybe not recently, but certainly with some regularity. And the guy's name, the one who's driving, or who's kind of in charge of the caravan, his name is Ardred Rifferhue.
Ardred Rifferhue.
Ardred Rifferhue.
Rifferhue.
And he likes to chat. He comes around, he tells stories, just kind of a generally talkative and not exactly fun-loving, but he keeps offering to each night at the campfire. He offers to get a game of dice going and maybe make a little side wager. And he always has a story about some person he's met in the past, or some amazing gambling experience that he had, the girl who got away, all those sorts of things. He does tend to make it a little easier to endure the trip, given that about half the people on the caravan don't seem to want to associate with you. But after the first 5 days on the road, he does seem to be a little more nervous, a little more concerned, as he looks at each of you and says that, up ahead we need to be careful, because this part of the country these woods we're getting ready to go through, we've had more than one encounter with spiders in this area. Not those little kind, the big ones. Seems that they've infested this particular area. So, just be on the lookout, be careful. And he tends to kind of pull the caravan in a little bit, not let people wander around or wander off even slightly from the main body of the group. So as you're beginning to enter these woods, you do start to notice that there are places where you can see, kind of back in the distance, what looks like fairly thick strings of spider web. They're kind of dangling from a tree branch here, or caught up in bushes there. What would you guys like to do?
Once we get kind of in amongst the spider webs, we're like, a lot closer to them. Aravan would like to shoot out a pulse of divine sense, just to ensure that there's not like any celestials, fiends, or undead within 60 feet.
Oh God, undead spiders. Ooh.
Just kind of that. More or less for his own comfort.
Okay. And as you do that, you don't pick up any of those types of creatures anywhere near you.
And he is going to pull out his shield. Put that now.
And Caden, as you're again trying to keep a close eye out, you in particular have been watching, and you've noticed many of the people, both workers and wagon drivers, who have kind of been associating with Piter, and you've been focusing your attention more or less on them. But as you've been warned about what could lie ahead of you in this forest, you start to kind of put your attention out that way. And the further you travel into the forest, the further you travel along this road, and the road is relatively well traveled, the more you see signs of spider webs and what looks like the remnants of web wrappings and things of that sort. But what you don't see, even though you're paying as much attention as you can, is any sign of actual spiders.
Can I do a perception check to see if I can hear any of their little feet crawling or their little clampy mouth things clicking?
Sure. You can absolutely have at the feet crawly, clampy mouth thing.
I think that's the
Exactly.
technical term for it.
It looks. God, I hate spiders. Ben, you just hate me today. No pigs. Throw spiders at me. This bullshit.
And you also see signs of spider webs. And again, over time, the signs of the web seem to come closer and closer to the road itself.
Are there like crazy tall trees here?
They're not crazy tall. I mean, most of them are 30, 40, 50 feet tall, but they're not like 100 feet tall trees.
They're crazy tall trees that spiders live in. That's what you're trying to say.
Okay, and as you look up in the tree branches, again, you see some remnants of webs, but you don't see any signs of the actual spiders themselves.
I'm going to pat Silver and tell him it's going to be okay. We're going to make it through this together. We can do this. There's pigs on the other side of these spiders.
Spider pigs.
Spider pigs. Spider pig. Spider pig.
And eventually, you come across a place where it looks like there's been some fairly significant fighting of some kind. And it must have been by pretty large creatures, because there's like tree branches that are strewn everywhere about the underbrush. Smaller, younger trees have been knocked over completely. And across the path, one of those smaller trees
Oh, shit. I don't want to know.
I see, spider pig. One of those smaller trees has fallen across the path. And
Oh, it's a trap. It's an ambush. They're going to kill us.
Octavia, keep your wits about you. Calm down.
I'm going to take a deep breath. Take another one. Small tree. Okay, focus.
So, just in relation to my cart to the cultists' cart, am I in front of them or behind them?
the cultists seem to be, well, actually today you guys have kind of gotten the front position.
Okay.
Oh, that's convenient.
It is, isn't it?
Well, my lovely thieves tools kit has a handy little mirror in it, so I'd like to be nonchalant.
Rear view mirror.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, so I would like to nonchalantly be pulling out my mirror every couple minutes and just taking a peek without turning my head at the other cultists and seeing how they're reacting to the environment, and just keep an eye on them that way.
All I'm saying, if you roll one on your stealth check, your mirror's gonna blind them every time you turn it to pick it out.
Well, then I could just be dicking with them, and that
So
helps
make-
too.
Make me a sleight of hand check.
Well, Octavia, then stop shining your light directly through his mirror every time he pulls it out.
Wait,
So funny.
hold on. I still have that advantage thing on me. Can you fix that?
I'll be happy to take away that advantage.
Yeah, it's only on stealth. I don't know why it was doing it for everything.
Go ahead.
All right, there we go.
Well, also, I think I still have Sanctuary on me.
You do.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I'll go ahead
I
and get
don't
rid
know
of
why
it.
either.
So, can anybody else draw on this map? 'Cause I think if I draw
Yeah.
something else, it
How do you-
replaces that drawing.
How do you draw?
Yes.
Yeah.
Enter drawing mode. Woo!
Okay, no, actually it doesn't. Good.
I can't do shapes or lines, but I can do
I can do freehand.
Much more primitive.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. So,
Did I just?
never mind. I can actually make multiple drawings. I thought I can only do one at a time.
Oh, I could erase other people's things. Ha
So, the first wagon you guys are in is about here, and I need each of you to make me a perception check.
Ooh.
On the open tower.
I just do it in the open. We'll try this and see how much you guys metagame, and then I will punish you for it.
I won't metagame at
this.
I
all.
will meta all the game.
Yes, Wrath, I know that you're going to metagame. It's in your nature.
24. Oh, Numa!
Jeez.
Natural
These
20!
rolls, guys.
I have entered a whole nother level.
That makes up for all the
perception of
other shit
reality.
you couldn't see.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so if you guys
Like
would
spiders,
space
my thing.
would put yourselves wherever it is you think you need to be.
All right, so I'm on a cart. I'm assuming I'm a little bit up front. I love how Aravan dove into a tree. Like
No. My thought process is we're dealing with spiders here, and
I wanna
he's
be
gonna
in the
be
open, not in a
sticking
tree.
by the wagon, and so the closest point where the brush kind of makes its way towards the path, that's where he's going to be.
I'll be up
wants to
front.
Put himself
That's all right.
between.
That's not so much
spiders.
brush as an overhanging tree branch.
Well, then maybe there then.
You probably don't want to be underneath an overhanging tree branch when the spiders are.
No.
He's
I
hired
have-
on as a guard to put himself in harm's way to protect.
So-
the
Can't you
caravan.
guard me? Come guard me.
You should be driving the wagon.
I am.
Going way up there.
So everyone except Aravan
Wagon
notices
Is
that.
the 5 square the wagon?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Then I'm back on top of it because I'm driving.
Yeah, and that's the first wagon. So you guys should all be at least at or behind it.
I'm on my horse, so.
I'm sure Caden is sitting in the back of the wagon reading a book, right?
There.
He's not walking.
Okay. So everyone except Aravan notices that off to the right are much larger spider webs, like almost whole webs
Oh,
that
God.
are stretched between tree branches and tree trunks. And you can tell that some of it has been torn and some of it's hanging kind of loosely. But this is the closest you've come to seeing like an intact spider's web anywhere.
Oh, there they are.
And the other
Look,
thing,
it's intact.
and what Octavia and Xavier and Numa all notice,
It's the elk spiders.
squirrel,
Oh,
is
Ooh.
what
Numa, that's a
appears
big
to be
What is that?
what appears to be an ogre
Oh, wonderful.
laying on the ground
Bless his heart.
near one of the trees where the spider web is thickest.
Like sleeping or like dead?
why don't you
You
go
can't
investigate, Octavia? I'm gonna
guys.
look back to Caden because I know he's got ranged shit. I'm gonna say, I don't suppose you could catch some of those webs on fire over there, could you? Also,
I think we should halt the wagon trail to start.
there's a very large trollish ogre creature over there. And I'll point him in the direction that I see the laying down creature.
I don't know what Chip's drinking, but it sounds delicious.
Oh, wow! These little Apple microphones are just tremendously
Microphones.
sensitive.
What?
Well, I mean the little earbud things. I don't know.
Oh,
it
do you
was,
have it on? Oh, you
It was clear, pure Tennessee water.
moonshine. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
that
so our
is probably the
sponsor-
most natural Tennessee water.
That's what I'm saying.
Our sponsor tonight is Tennessee Water.
Old smoky Tennessee water moonshine.
Yeah.
Sorry, my my Adam's apple is quite prominent and must resonate drinking sounds.
So, Xavier has pointed out to Caden, who had not seen it before, that there seems to be an ogre laying at the base of this tree. And as you stare at it some more, it looks like there is something liquidy splattered all over the ogre and the ground around it.
Oh god, we need to stop the wagons. Don't let them come further.
Oh,
until-
I stopped the wagon when I turned to talk
I'm
to
making
Kate.
sure. I'm making sure.
Understand, Octavia, and Aravan's going to put his shield up and just start trudging towards the down tree. This has to be cleared before we can go any further.
I'm going to get off of my noble steed and leave him by the wagon. And I swear, if you kill him, Ben, I'm just gonna cry. And I'm gonna
Xavier
walk
turns
away.
over and stabs the horse in the throat.
Yeah,
There you go, Amanda. It
I
wasn't
will
Ben.
kill you.
You wanted
Okay.
some different kind of meat. That's exotic. That's horse.
I will kill you.
Horse
Leave
starts with the
Silver.
same letter as ham.
Yeah. Leave Silver alone, guys. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
That's an excellent point you make about horse and ham.
Very astute.
Leave him alone.
So I don't know if Caden's going to launch a firebolt or something and try to catch something on fire over there.
Oh, my noble steed. Oh, I love it so much. Okay.
And as soon
yeah.
as
I could
people
try
start
that.
doing things,
Oh,
feel
yeah.
free to move Aravan as far as he can make it towards that downed log.
Yeah,
you
I'm
guys are
watching.
you're still free to move. I just need to know where you're
Okay,
moving.
okay.
So,
How dry is this forest?
it's rained a couple of times on your trip so far. It doesn't look. It's not like soaking wet, but it's certainly not dry.
I've just seen what
Okay.
you've done with webs before, and when Octavia caught it on fire with your web, and it killed that evil bullet. If there's spiders hiding in there, I figured you could just burn them out now.
Right, so I'll launch a firebolt at the webs near the ogre. Try to catch them on fire.
Okay. Just kind of point me towards where you're shooting.
That one.
Okay.
See that?
Oh god. Don't hit Xavier.
Lucky for you, this web is not really dodging or anything. There's not a whole lot of wind, and its AC is not particularly high.
It's a very big web.
So you manage to hit the web, and it does start to smolder, and it's slowly starting to catch flame.
Okay, so I'll keep an eye out on the trees on either side of us and just let it burn, see what happens.
Okay.
I look back to Caden and give him a thumbs up. That should do it.
Caden gives him a thumbs up back,
Awkward.
looking a little too happy to set things on fire.
So Xavier, as you look back, Caden's giving you a slightly manic grin, and as he's extending his thumb in this strange gesture you're showing him, you can't help but notice there's a small flame coming off the end of it.
There's plenty more webs where that came from. So
Ervin, make me a perception check.
Oh, no.
and when I look back at Caden, I want to get a good hard look at the cultist wagon just to see how they react to a firebolt going off.
As you look back, the people behind you seem to be curious about what's going on, but the word's getting passed back that there's a tree down.
Okay.
Thanks,
Is that-
Caden, but I believe the sun is illuminating the situation well enough.
Is
And
that 25-degree arc the tree?
yeah,
Yes.
that's basically a tree. It's fallen over. It's kind of the
Gotcha.
leafy bit is the the fatter end.
I suppose you could burn that too.
It's not
And-
nice. It's fluffy, not that.
Caravan, as you yell back, "Thanks, Caden," you hear a
Oh, at least it's not a spider.
and as you look over,
He
ogre
was
number
just
one
sleeping. He was just
opens its
sleeping,
eyes up.
guys.
and looks at you.
Oh God!
And I need everyone to roll initiative.
He was definitely napping and not dead.
All right,
My
so
word,
it's
there's a large creature sleeping in the brush.
not letting me remove this pointer. It's weird.
It's because it's not a pointer.
It was. I clicked the pointer thing.
No, you clicked move.
Yeah, if you click on yourself again, you can redrag movement.
Okay, because
See?
I said draw pointer and I clicked on myself and drew out from there.
Yeah, you can't start on yourself, I don't think.
No, but you can move the pointer to put it onto yourself.
Yeah, after you draw it, you can move it to
Okay.
yourself.
Yeah, that's not what I meant. Okay, still trying to get it. Initiative. 18. Wow.
Okay.
Look at us go.
Nice. 3 18s.
Perfect. The healer goes
So-
last. Yay.
Yay!
As we prepare to start the first round of something,
Mm.
we're going to take a 5-minute break.
Ah,
All right.
Everybody, be right back.
mm.
Wait a minute, that can didn't sound like the cool, crisp, refreshing taste of all natural Tennessee spring water.
No, it was Coke Zero.
Oh, geez, we are not sponsored by Coke.
No. And I got ice cream.
Coke and ice cream?
Oh.
Oh, man. Now I'm jealous.
Getting started early, huh? Target that ogre.
Might as well. Targeting, so I don't forget to target him.
So the ogre or silver?
You're right, that horse does look much more threatening.
You guys are so
Delicious.
mean to him. Just because he beat you guys in a horse race.
I wasn't in the horse race.
Yeah, that wasn't this horse. You,
You named a
I
different horse.
gave you a
Silver.
different horse and you just named
was
him the
his
same thing.
spirit. It was his spirit.
You stole that horse.
No, I
Yeah.
never stole any horse.
You stole that horse.
All right,
Aaron bought it
who's
for
ready?
me.
I think-
We are ready.
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's get this party going.
Ready to die.
Xavier,
Oh shit!
you're up first.
All right. So we heard a grumbling, or did Erevan hear a grumbling?
Erevan heard it.
All right.
I think you've seen it, so.
I've seen the ogre, but I didn't see him moving.
Hmm. Right.
I'm gonna chill back here on the cart, and I'm gonna ready my bow, and I will fire at the first hostile creature I see.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
So even though, as far as you know, nothing's changed, you're going to go ahead and ready a bow.
Yeah.
Okay. Just make sure.
I see down trees. My thieving mind says it's an ambush.
Fair enough.
That's what I
Uma.
would do.
So wait, not everyone has seen the ogre move?
Nobody's seen
No.
him move.
Erevan looked over because the small bush thing that's between Erevan and the ogre, it's actually just kind of a small tree. He was able to look over and he heard the ogre kind of snort and sniff, and it opened its eyes. And that's where we rolled initiative.
Gotcha.
So that 20-feet of movement was my attempt to move prior to initiative, but I don't know if you caught that or not.
Well, you'd already
Wait,
moved
wait.
up once, so, you know.
Yeah, I
you-
was
You
just
can continue that movement. There you go.
I was just staying behind. My favorite place is on the left shoulder of Erevan.
The shield set.
My left-hand man.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, right. I can't even get that right. So yeah, I think it's best just to. I'm going to ready a reaction and see what this guy's going to do.
Make me a perception check.
Thank you. Okay, perception check. Tower open.
Just doing the open.
Oh my god,
my
Numa!
gosh!
What the fuck?
You
I
definitely.
am attuned to the very fabric of the universe.
You definitely have glanced over, and what you assumed was probably a dead ogre is now staring and starting to stir. He's staring right at Aravan.
Psst. Does Aravan, ogre, 3 o'clock, or 3:10 days.
3-10 days.
It's an intricate code you have.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to do?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I'm just going to. Yeah, I think I'm going to ready my reaction. I think in case he throws something at me.
Okay. Aravan.
All right. So seeing this monstrosity on his way over towards fixing up this tree situation, Aravan is going to point at this ogre and cast Hunter's Mark upon it.
It is so marked.
All right. And
So-
in doing
Well,
so,
I think
he's
if
gonna-
you target it and cast it, it may actually mark the thing.
I'm not entirely sure about the fantasy ground system for that one. If I'm supposed to like target myself to give me Hunter's Mark, or if I'm supposed to target my mark.
Try targeting the mark and let's see what happens.
He
So I got him.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm going to pull out my greatsword and just kind of step towards this guy as close as I can get. And in a very calm, collective voice, inform him that should he choose to raise his weapon against us, he'll find himself far outmatched, and I would compel you, sir, to please turn around.
You're calling the ogre a
and
sir.
make your
How
way back
gentlemanly.
to the woods.
That's why you're my
Meaning you
hero.
no harm, but you will find it, should you so choose it.
And what language are you saying this in?
Common.
Okay.
I'm not even sure if ogres speak common, but that's what I am going to try.
I guess we'll find out. Anything else you want to do?
Could I hold my attack, and if he goes to swing at me or just tries to run, well, I guess running from me, that'd be a reaction. But if he swings at me, I'm going to use my action to swing back at him.
Okay.
All right. That's me.
Caden.
All right. So I don't think anyone's actually clearly indicated this ogre's still alive. Or
Nope.
No, but
waking
you
up
can
or
see Aravan doing something about that ogre. He's drawn a sword and is like walking over, and you think you hear him talking.
All right, so Caden's going to assume he's just going to finish it off or something. Since he doesn't seem worried and nobody else raising the alarm or anything. So I'll fire another firebolt at the webbing, try to get that fire started faster.
Okay. And with your next firebolt, it flies. It also impacts the webbing. Now the webbing starting to burn a bit faster. Basically, the 2 squares you've hit are now on fire.
Nice.
and it will begin to spread to the other squares next round.
All right.
Nice.
Octavia.
And he's extremely happy. Are you muted?
I am muted.
Are you
Yeah.
psychic?
I've just got a sense for these things.
I can hear everything Aravan's saying, yes?
Do you speak
Okay.
common?
Hey, well, I mean, I'm making sure.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it depends on the day. Some people don't really talk to me, so I don't really know. So,
That was so 2 weeks ago.
I'm gonna move to the head, like the end of this tree, and I am going to use my action to smash at the tree and see if I can maybe start smashing it down, because Evan clearly has things under control. He's talking to this guy like a very nice gentleman would. So I'm not really worried, because Aravan is using great bedside manner.
Okay. And what weapon are you using to smash at the tree?
A mace. I'm gonna smash it. I'm not gonna chop it, because I don't have anything to chop it with.
Okay. You'll make me just go ahead and make me a damage roll.
This tree is going down.
You put a solid dent in the trunk of the tree.
Probably would have been better on the other end, but it's just
Well, that's the bushy end. I mean,
yeah.
I feel like maybe that makes sense, but it's too late now. I'm on this end.
Anything else you want to do?
I think that's what I have for right now. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and cast this on Aravan, just in case this ogre might decide not to be so friendly as he appears to be.
What are you casting?
Sanctuary.
Is that action or a bonus?
It's a
action?
bonus. It's a bonus. Here. I give you the dragon head.
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
I
Okay.
hate that I can't click on these things.
I'm sorry.
That's alright.
I did it on purpose.
Oh.
All right. Anything else?
I'm good. Perfectly content. I'll
Okay.
occasionally glance back at Silver and make sure no one killed him yet. But other than that, I'm good.
You just see Xavier
Friendly fire.
standing around with the bow, and he happens to be looking over Silver.
Nobody would even know.
Oh no.
A rogue arrow.
From a
So, Aravan, as you have stepped up to this ogre, as you step kind of around and slightly beneath that tree, and you get out of, you kind of get into the shadows a little bit, you can actually see somewhat further back in the trees are a couple of giant spider carcasses.
Oh.
Good
And-
for him.
The spiders seem to be missing all their legs.
Oh, he ate the legs.
And
One of those
around
troubled childs that pulls the legs off of insects.
Well, it doesn't seem like a whole lot of blood leaked out of those spots.
Oh.
Caravan, back away from the ogre slowly.
He's gonna Wookiee you, man.
And you also notice that there seem to be just some, I don't know, spider bits kind of scattered around this ogre. And it looks up at you as you stand there with your sword. And it says, Dong Kyong Brishkmeg Boshilom Kershihwa. and it starts to kind of sit up and sort of back away from you. And he kind of shakes his head for a second and then says, "Who you? What you do in Diggs Forest?"
Drop my pen.
Dig, we are just passing through. We would be more than happy to pay any sort of toll that you may have to pass through your wondrous forest. I mean, shiny pieces for you. I would hate for our passage to be forced to come to blows. You seem like more than a reasonable gentleman.
Excuse me.
And if possible, I would be more than happy to use my held action instead to try and roll a persuasion check,
Sure.
even if it amounts to nothing.
And as you've been saying this, he continues to kind of back away from you, kind of slide his butt along the ground.
Does he back
And-
into the fire?
Oh, geez.
He hasn't noticed the fire yet.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Because if he backs into the fire and I see him moving, then I'm probably going to take a shot.
And what he says is, "You pay Dig to leave forest? Okay."
He is
Alright.
so nice. Oh my gosh.
So we're paying Dig to leave the forest, or we're paying him to allow us to leave the forest?
And Aravan is going to shout back his response to Numa. We are going to be paying this fine gentleman a toll to proceed.
Toll is a troll.
He was so good.
Dig no troll.
Apologies, sir. It's just lighting. We will agree to pay Diggs toll to safely proceed through his forest. And he will go his way, and we will go ours.
And as you're saying this, Dig starts to stand up.
Aravan is just going to keep his fingers crossed that his party members heard him, I guess.
Yeah. Did I hear this? Should I perception this?
I think you should probably perception this.
Otherwise, shit's going down.
But we're doing so good, guys. We're talking things through.
Okay, I
for
rolled
once
really
in
good.
our
22.
lives.
You definitely heard it.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I
You definitely heard Aravan say that you're going to pay a troll to go somewhere and you're leaving.
Okay, so I am not gonna use my readied action, and I will yell to Aravan, "Tell him to move the tree." Since it's my turn.
So is anyone planning on taking any aggressive actions immediately? If not, we'll continue. We'll continue
No.
role play without initiative order.
I'm just shopping at this
I am still holding. I will continue to hold my action for shooting the creature if he becomes hostile.
Okay.
But
And-
other than that, I'm cool with RPing through this.
And the creature finishes standing up, and like one of the burning spider strands touches his back, and he kind of and like reaches behind him and smacks it out of the way, and it sticks to his hand,
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Shit!
and he like starts shaking his hand with the fire, and now like the end of the string is on fire, and it's like whipping around him as he's trying to shake it off. And I need Aravan to make a dexterity save.
Oh, you get hit with flailing arms.
Save. Phew.
Hey! Wow.
And you manage to duck as this flailing, ogre arm comes flying around on fire. And as it's because this strand is just so sticky and it's on fire, he doesn't want to reach over and like grab it and pull it off with the other hand, which was this didn't get stuck. And so he starts.
So cute.
As it's now, you can tell it's singeing his flesh. It's actually starting to burn his hand. And he screams out, "Run, turn down, run, winch, flash, jeez, whoosh."
Caden, do you know what he said?
Wait, can I do something?
Does anyone speak giant?
No.
No.
I believe our once in the memories of a guy that I knew in an alley might have at one point.
So nobody in the party speaks giant.
Nope,
Nope.
I don't.
Then nobody in the party understands what he just said.
Nope.
Can I create water to pour over his hand?
It didn't sound happy.
No, it didn't sound happy at all. I can put him to sleep.
Can you create water?
I can. I'm just asking you if I can.
Sure. So, in an area about like that.
I'll make it rain. Can I
All of
make
a
the area smaller?
Is-
Even so it's condensed on his hand, so it definitely.
How
gets on
is it?
fire?
Is it just his hand on fire?
Yeah.
Well, the web behind him is still burning,
Yeah.
Right.
So.
but
yeah,
he's
we'll
managed
try
to
put it
like
all up.
catch one of these burning strands stuck to his hand.
So my elemental attunement, I can instantaneously light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Numa!
That could
Aren't
certainly
you
work.
cool?
Shit, man.
I'm still making it rain.
You know how long I've waited
Awesome.
for that?
You should have.
So suddenly, the ogre is now standing in a small rainstorm. It's more of a sprinkle.
Numa
It's not a
deserves the
storm.
credit.
And before the first, as the water just starts to hit his head, the flames just go.
Badass.
Awesome.
I see Numa do this, and I just nod in approval. Although he can't
And
see me because he's not looking at me.
And Aravan would like to just slowly, cautiously reach forward with his open hand, like putting his greatsword away on his back, reaching out towards this ogre. He says, "Be careful of bad spider webs. They are, ouch." If Aravan can make contact, he would like to do lay on hands for 3 points.
I'll tell you, he has not actually taken any damage yet. It was just, the pain of it.
Okay.
It's like when you burn your hand on or you touch something hot. You don't necessarily burn yourself. It just hurts.
Okay.
Sensory feelings.
And he ceases his yelling, and he looks at you and says, "Spider, good eats, not bad."
Indeed.
You
Well,
give Dig shinies.
shinies for Dig, yes. And Aravan is going to reach into his coin purse and pull out 6 whole pieces of copper and 5 whole pieces of silver
What?
and offer them out in a very full-looking gesture with his bold cupped hands. Shinies for Dig.
I will speak again in Elven this time to Aravan. Have him move the tree.
Aravan's going to shout right back in Elven, "I'm working on it."
More shinies.
And Dig looks at your hands. These tiny hands, much smaller than his. And he looks at the pouch where you just pulled that stuff from.
Oh boy.
And he starts to reach for the pouch.
Greedy son of a
Naraban
bitch.
would like to take a step back this time. Like, now dig.
Capitalism in action.
Okay, make me another dexterity check.
Okay.
Do I see this as hostile?
Oh, jeez.
I'm just saying.
And you're kind of taken by surprise, but I don't know. You tell me if you see this hostile.
I see him reaching for Aravan. I want to see how bad Aravan dodges, and then I will shoot.
Well, Aravan, he's taken by surprise. You know, he thinks Dig's reaching down to get the coins he's holding in his hand,
Mm-hmm.
and his arm just keeps moving right on past, and Dig just grabs the purse that's tied to his belt and just rips it off.
I shoot him.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay, you gotta imagine, from 60 feet away, it looks like he just tried to grab Aravan.
I
As well as a couple of trees in the way. Yep.
Yeah, so
And
it's
you guys already
obscured.
put out my fire.
And he put out your fire, and I'm over here, and he won't move the goddamn tree, so I'm taking a shot at him.
I know, but still.
Sorry, Dig, we
doing
tried.
so
You fucked up, Dig.
Dig dug his own grave.
Okay. So since we're already back at the beginning of the round, Xavier.
Yes, I would like to take a shot. And I probably miss.
That's definitely a miss.
Alright, well, okay, never mind.
So, as you let fly this arrow, it goes right past Dig's face and thunks into a tree. And while still grabbing the coin purse, he looks over and he can't really see you through the tree. So he kind of leans down and sees the cart and the horses and everything, which he hadn't really noticed before.
Silver.
And he yells out, "Kautun Woodclinch, Drebko Sanqua!"
Okay.
Yes, I'll take a croissant with butter.
No,
Is there anything
no,
else you'd
that's
like
not
to do?
Um, I made my presence known, so pretty much nothing else I can do is gonna do any good. So, yeah, that's all I got.
Numa.
Well, So, in which direction is the ogre looking at this point?
It's now slightly bent over and kind of looking that way towards Xavier and
And
the
the
rest
wagon?
of the caravan. Yeah.
Alright, so, I'm going to strategically just move to that location and wait to see what the ogre does next.
Okay.
And I can hit that little dragon, I guess.
Caravan.
Aaron is going to reach onto his back and pull out his greatsword very slowly, but kind of making a bit of a display of it for Dig. And he's going to just drop the 6 copper pieces and 5 silver he's got in his hand. And he's going to say, Dig, that is mine.
And Dig goes, "You give shinies to Dig."
And he's going to point at the floor and say, yes, I give these shinies to Dig. Sack is mine.
And he
Bag
said,
is
and
mine.
holding the bag in front of you, he say, "You give shinies to Dig."
No, give all shinies to Dig.
And he's looking confused and a little bit miffed.
Damn it, Dig.
Really wish I had 2 attacks.
just in case anyone's curious, ogres have an intelligence of 5.
Not even gonna hold my action on this one. Aravan is just going to stand there with the sword, with the great sword in one hand, kind of resting over his shoulder and outstretching the other hand for the sack. And not attacking this round, just saying, dig. That bag is mine.
Okay.
Now we're arguing with an ogre in a spider forest.
He eats spiders for dinner.
And
I like him.
you guys hear some rustling in the underbrush
Damn it, he's got
coming
friends.
from your right.
Ogre friends.
Caden.
No.
All right. So, Caden has seen Saber take a shot.
Yep.
He sees the ogre up and around. He sees Aravan taking out his great sword. So he's going to cast Hold Person on the ogre.
Okay. Target that ogre.
Oh, hopefully that works.
He is going to fail that save.
Nice!
So he is currently paralyzed.
That would have been useful earlier. Quick, Aravan, take your stuff.
And yeah, Aravan, you see that Dig's got the bag in his left hand, and he's just he's holding it out in front of you, and all of a sudden, like where he was kind of shaking it a little bit at you, now he just locks up.
All right.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to do?
So, did I hear the rustling to the right, or was that Aravan?
Xavier, Caden, Numa, you all heard basically sound like something moving through the bushes and brush, and it sounds like it's probably kind of sizable.
When you say to our right, you mean
I mean,
Look-
stage right.
stage right? Thank you.
Map right.
Yeah, map right. There you go.
All right. And Caden will move there. Actually, there.
Okay.
And try to get a look at, or an idea of whatever it is coming out of the brush. So, perception.
All right, and off to your right, you see that.
Ah, shit. I don't know.
Okay. I'm sure Numa can take it.
Oh, you hopped off the cart.
Oh, yeah.
You leave me hanging, man.
I'm ready.
Anything else you'd like to do?
That's all.
Octavia.
Okay, so from my perspective, I've been smashing away at this log.
You also
I don't-
cast Sanctuary on me, so
As you've been smashing away at this log, you really, all you've done really is splintered a little bit.
Yeah.
You're not making
But-
a whole lot of progress.
Well, what I'm trying to say is, did I hear Aravan say oh yes, I hear I give you money? So I'm like, oh, it's all gonna be great. And then he's like, wait, no, that's mine. And I'm like, okay, wait, what's happening
Yeah.
now?
You're
Or-
all of 10 feet away from him. You tell
Okay.
me whether you heard him or not.
Well, I'm making sure because I'm smashing
Well, and
pieces.
That's why I'm asking you. Do you think that
I would assume
Octavia
I
is so
heard.
intent on smashing this tree with her mace that she wouldn't have heard?
Probably not.
Okay.
But-
And she heard him.
Okay, so Evan, Is he gonna help us move this tree then? Or, do I have to keep smashing? What's the plan? Do we pay the man we go now?
Octavia, I don't believe Dig is going to be helping us with that downed tree.
But, so, do you need help, Aravan?
Sorry.
Shall I continue then?
Octavia, go ahead and keep working on moving that tree out of the way. Okay,
I can do that.
Hurriedly move the entirety of the caravan through here. Should negotiations continue to devolve.
I only got 1 minute max on hold person, by the way.
That's all we need.
Okay, yes, let's smash this log, shall we, with my mace? I'm doing a great job. I don't know if you know this, but I should definitely be a woodsman.
Okay, you continue to smash the tree with your mace.
Ah, 7 damage. Trees.
You get
anywhere.
You get a larger than normal splinter that marginally comes off the tree.
Aaron, did you see that jump that just blew off?
I'm a little preoccupied, Octavia.
Yeah, let me just
Is it too late to call out the other ogre that I perceived?
No, you can go ahead and say.
Oh yeah, I think another ogre's coming out of the brush to the right.
Thank you.
Oh. Oh dear.
Well, fiddlesticks.
Octavia, anything else you want to do?
Nothing else I can do. Not yet.
So I guess you're just going to give up on that sanctuary, right? So I can go ahead and take it off.
Oh, is that concentration? My bad. I will concentrate.
Actually, it doesn't say. I think it's concentration.
It'll say if it is.
I just got it from the book from Fantasy.
It is not.
Yeah, okay.
It just goes until
Until
he
I
does
make an
something.
attack, yeah.
I will not give up on it then.
Okay.
Yeah, so as long as Aravan doesn't make a hostile action,
Oh man, that's good to know.
then he is
He's
safe.
doing great.
All right. And it is now Dig's turn.
Oh, Diggles.
And he can do nothing. Except
He
try to
can make
wisdom
a
save.
wisdom save to see
And-
if he manages to break
And
through.
fail. And fail. And
He is the
So-
wisest of all ogres.
The DC on your
15.
15. Okay. And he manages to.
Oh, God.
And his arm starts to move again.
Ah!
And he immediately moves to right there with the purse still in his, or the coin purse in his hand.
Oh,
I
hello.
hate this guy.
And he reaches up into the tree
Oh,
and snaps off a relatively sizable branch.
Oh, God. Aravan, no.
for a second there, I thought you were going to see a spider and you was going to throw a spider at us.
He does
Like,
that.
God, no, please
The
don't.
ogre's weapon of choice, throwing spiders.
Would be a terrible weapon, okay?
And that's all he can do.
No one wants a spider thrown on them.
Okay. Xavier.
Alright, is that guy anyway obscured from me? Line of
I'm going to
sight.
say he's slightly obscured. You can shoot at him, but he's not going to get like cover or anything.
Okay. Then, yes, I would still like to shoot at him.
At Dig or at the new ogre?
That's a really good question. I'm gonna. No. How well can I see the new ogre?
He's a little more concealed, but again, you can get a good shot off at him.
All right. I'm gonna target ogre 2, and if I move the cart, is that an action?
Yeah, to drive the cart, we're definitely taking action to do some animal handling to get it to move and do what you want it to do.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna move the cart. So I'm gonna move, use my thing as a movement. I think the horses get 40 feet.
They're going to get 25 feet pulling the cart.
All right. Well, I guess I'll move the cart there.
Okay.
And I will attempt to roll out and hide.
I can't just duplicate this. Why can't I just duplicate that token?
Because it's silver.
Silver's one of a kind.
Okay, so you're moving the cart up to there.
Yep. And I would like to roll out onto Numa's side if I can and try to hide behind the cart.
Sure.
That's the plan anyway.
So you're just gonna take away my cover.
Hey.
That's exactly what he's doing.
That's exactly what...
So, you hop off the cart over there next to Numa.
Yep. Dive behind a wheel, and I throw a stealth.
Okay.
And I don't have my hood up, so it is not at advantage.
Anything else you want to do?
That's all I got, because I used my action to drive the cart.
Numa. There's now a cart between you.
I tell you, everything just works perfectly for Newman tonight. He just stands there and cover comes to him.
Don't jinx this.
Hello, Numa. How are you?
I mean, I'm just like again. The fabric of the universe is folded before me. I mean, so yeah, I'm just kind of observing the nature of this melee at this point, this combat, to see. I'm not sure what to do yet.
Technically, so far, there's only been one shot fired.
Yeah, I know.
It's not much of a combat. Although that tree is definitely taking a licking.
True, but you know so we have an ogre coming out of the woods directly, I guess, in front of me now, and then an ogre that has snapped a limb over by Erevan, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to wait and determine which direction the second ogre is going to take. And that's all I know to do.
Okay. Airman, what would you like to do?
Aravan is going to reach forward and try. I guess it would be like a pickpocket the ogre of his own coin purse.
Sure.
Steal back your coin purse?
back. Yeah.
Nice.
Go for
We
it.
talked about this. So, would you like just like a sleight of hand check for that?
I think that's the most appropriate, yes.
Okay. Here we go, Dig. Here we go.
Wow.
So, let me check his dex. Yep. As he's reaching up with his other arm to grab the branch, you just quickly reach up and yoink the bag.
I bet you he's pissed.
Been hanging around Xavier too long.
Stealing money already.
And going to tuck that purse away like deep into my backpack or something.
In your chest plate.
And
About all you've got a chance to do is just shove it like in your shirt. And
all right, I will gladly tuck it away into my shirt then, and just grip the handle of the greatsword with both hands, showing Dig that if he comes at me, I'll be forced to retaliate.
Okay.
I mean, that wasn't a hostile action, right? So he still got sanctuary?
Yeah, he hasn't made any sort of attack yet.
Sweet.
That's a big square.
Oh, dear.
Oh, wow.
What event is that?
Holy
Yes,
We're
it
in
is.
trouble.
We're all gonna die. I don't like that laugh.
Oh
That
my
was-
gosh.
It's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
We're all gonna die.
So, Aravan, was there anything else you wanted to do?
That's gonna do it for Aravan.
Okay. So, the oh shoot, where's his speed? On speed. Where are you? Yep, there it is. Okay. So this ogre comes crashing out of the bushes. To right up by the cart. And you can
Okay.
see him looking at Dig. And he goes, "Hold Randlor next Mifroth." And Dig says back, "Finn Crithor Rockshit Thivilstren."
That doesn't sound good at all.
And Ogre 2, who's also carrying a fairly large branch, he doesn't immediately do anything, but he stands there kind of leering over at Octavia and Aravan. Caden.
All right. So this is looking pretty bad.
Just a little bit. But you got cover from the ogre.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Also, Caden, I need you to make me a perception check real quick.
Oh no. There's another ogre.
The flying ogres that have been flapping overhead this whole time.
Don't tell me
Okay.
Silver turns around and bites him. That'd be terrible.
As you contemplate what you're about to do, you hear something that nobody else has managed to notice yet. And it seems to be coming from that direction.
The sound of spider teeth. Oh god. I'm so glad I'm up here. I don't know if I fight ogres. Terrible.
Yeah, but that's right next to
You're
your
gonna
Silver.
kill Silver! Then why?
Oh,
You put silver there, Amanda.
Thank you, say.
Okay, so technically they haven't actually attacked anyone yet. Okay.
So what were you checking your wisdom for?
Whether I get this party started myself or wait for them to attack first.
I love doing that.
Well, if you would like to apply that wisdom check, let's see, what's a good wisdom roll? Insight's wisdom based.
Yeah.
Would you like to convert that into just a generic insight check?
To see if they're actually hostile yet or not?
Yes.
Sure.
You think that from Dig's body language, and certainly the body language of this new guy, they're prepared to fight. And you also, being a well-versed and studied wizard, know that ogres are just kind of evil bastards.
That's not nice to
knew
say
it.
those things.
So what you're saying
Very nice, gentlemen.
is that they're probably going to fight anyway.
What I'm saying is that you, as an adventurer, assume that getting the drop on them is better than them getting the drop on you.
All right.
Kill or be
I will
killed.
take that wisdom into consideration. And
Are you going to move back those 20 feet?
yes.
Sure.
And they're definitely within a 40-foot cube.
Yes, yes, they are.
So I'm going to use my inspiration and cast slow on both of them.
So it's slow, a targeted.
It's an area of effect. You alter time around up to 6 creatures of your choice in a 40-foot cube within range.
Okay, well, as you are backing up this way and getting ready to cast this spell, you happen to catch a glance and see something that the other party members don't see,
Don't you kill my horse then?
which is why I'm saying everyone else doesn't see this.
Well, he just wants us all to die, that's all.
Okay, so now I see it.
Yeah, you've caught a glimpse of this, and you just have time to redirect the center of your casting.
All right, so I'll yell out, there's a third ogre on the left
Ah, shit!
as I'm backing up, and cast cube so that it hit, or a slow so that it hits all 3 of them.
Okay,
And I'm using my inspiration.
and slow is a 2nd level spell.
3rd level.
You're only level 4. No, you're level 5. Never mind. You do have 3rd level spells.
Aha!
That was a couple of sessions ago.
Well, nobody's used them yet, so.
Fixing that now.
I don't have 3rd level spells, so.
All right, so go ahead and target all 3 of them.
Oops. I had one. All right.
And you should be able to just do your cast and.
So how do I apply the inspiration? Oh, and the other thing is I need to make my portent rolls.
Okay, well, first make your portent rolls.
I don't think I can apply it to this action anyway, but...
Well, you can make them have disadvantage on their saves if you have low rolls, right?
It's an 8, a 16.
I just get 2.
Oh,
Or you can
just
also
super
give them
so far.
advantage if you want.
Now, the way you use your inspiration. Let's see. So it's. They have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
By using. And I'll let you apply it to all 3 of them. They are going to make their saving throws at disadvantage.
Does that mean I click
So,
advantage before I cast? Does that work?
Try clicking disadvantage and cast it, see what happens.
I'm pretty sure that gives me disadvantage.
Oh, I know, but I'm just curious to see if it gives them a disadvantage on their saving throws when you do it that way.
I didn't
Okay.
see anything change.
No, doesn't look like anything changed. Well, cast it one more time, and I'll take the lowest of each one's rolls. Okay. So, as you release the spell, and it's like almost like a ripple expands out from your hands, growing in size every foot it travels, and it washes over everything in front of you. But Silver and Numa and Xavier and everyone else it just passes through them almost. But as it hits the 3 ogres, it seems to wash up and over them. And you see that each of them is visibly slowed.
Nice. Caden MVP.
All right, so do I need to apply to each of them?
Yes. All 3 are going to be slowed, so.
All right, so what that means, their speed is halved.
Yep.
They take a -2 penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws, and they can't use reactions. They can use either an action or a bonus action, not both. And regardless of abilities or magic items, they can't make more than 1 melee or ranged attack during its turn.
Nice. Wow, that negates
And-
multi-attack.
And if they attempt to cast a spell with a time of 1 action, roll a d20. On an 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect until the creature's next turn.
Suck it, ogre mages.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, these ogre mages cast Big Stick.
That does seem to be their thing. All right. They cast Engorge.
Yummy.
So that's going to be
Octavia.
Okay. So things are getting a little bit sticky around here. Around here, it doesn't seem like he's really liking to talk to you anymore. I will step forward to there. I'm
And I'll also-
noticing.
never mind. Keep going.
I mean, no one has yet to really attack these guys, have they?
I mean, I shot at one.
Nobody has yet to hit these guys.
I haven't hit him, but I shot at him.
But I want to look. Okay, I want to specifically look at the ogre in front of me. That's kind of targeting Aravan right now. Does he look like he's about to do something hostile? Like, because I was kind of paying attention to the log mostly. So
You saw this ogre move around Aravan and reach up and grab something that looks like a massive club.
okay.
It's pretty hostile.
I'm gonna mace him.
You spray him in the face with pepper spray.
Okay, so you successfully have rolled a die. Did you want to
I
attack
haven't
it?
Targeted.
Oh,
Damn it!
man, no.
Damn it!
What did-
It's okay. It's okay.
That's a hit.
It's even
Damn it.
better.
And
Fuck the one that
this
hits.
ogre's
I
reactions
think it's
seem
because he's probably taller than me.
you for some reason you thought it'd be harder to hit this guy, but he seems slow for some reason. Like he's just like, it's not like he's moving through molasses, but it's clearly moving slower than you thought he would. But you thump his side for a measly 5 points of damage.
Evan, I think I've grown stronger from smashing that log. I feel incredibly fast now.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
That's what I've got for now. Oh, you know what? No, there is something. I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon. And I'm going to have it catty corner me.
You're going to have it catty corner you.
You know, the opposite corner.
Well, that's also going to hit.
Whatever. Catty corner. It was the same corner. Diagonally. Okay?
That one.
Where's
Wow.
my... Yeah. That one. Yeah. Perfect corner.
And it takes another measly 5 points of damage.
Measly. Just hurts. First
Well,
you got from horse and then my heart.
It's barely hurting him, so,
Well,
If-
he's slow.
anything else you want to do?
That's all I got right now.
I hate to say this, Octavia, but your horse is a meat shield at the moment.
Don't sacrifice him. He's my only friend. No,
So-
Silver doesn't have a choice.
As Dig has reached up and grabbed this club and is turning around and suddenly seems to slow down, and Octavia swings a mace around and crunches him in his ribs, and another mace appears out of nowhere and clubs him in the back of the head.
Ah, for measly 10 points of damage. Worth
Yep.
it.
His brain is moving, well, about as fast as it ever moves. And therefore, he's still focused on Aravan. And As he turns
Okay.
around,
Can't even see me.
he just continues his turn with this club now extended.
Oh. Give me a slow motion hit.
And he takes a swing at you. Now, best I can tell, he doesn't take any sort of penalty to attacks.
Wisdom
Just-
saving throw from Sanctuary.
That is a good point.
Is he swinging at Erevan or swinging at Octavia?
Swinging at Airvan.
Okay,
No.
so yeah.
So, first, he has to make a
Don't
wisdom
ever hit
saving
it.
throw.
It'll be okay. I'll save you, Aaron.
So, he fails that. So, as he's turning around, it's like he can't bring himself to swing the club at you. So, he diverts it and instead backhands it at Octavia.
Good work, Octavia.
Because I believe the text of the Sanctuary says that he has to attack a different target.
He has to choose a new target
Redirect,
if he can't hit
yeah.
the original. Yeah. Or or if the's no other target, he
Right, if there's no other target, then it just... Yeah.
That really backfired.
Yeah.
You attacked first. Or you
So,
first, rather.
Octavia, a 12 is going to miss you. As you duck underneath this massive tree branch, he's swinging around at your head.
Love Octavia. She's unhittable. My favorite.
Oh God, you just made the worst mistake. He's gonna drop a meteor on your face or
He's
something.
gonna kill Silver. Okay, I gotta take what I can get.
He's gonna hit your heart. That's what he's gonna do.
So as this other ogre that no one else had seen yet, except for Caden, comes shambling out of the woods, Silver, having smelled it coming, bolts and runs at full speed away from these damn ogres.
Silver, you coward.
Numa has no idea this guy's behind him now, as he was
I
so
don't
kind
think I
as to
know
roll a
he's there
1 on his
either.
perception. And
I was hoping
so
I could smell it too, but apparently I can't.
Ogre 3 comes charging up and is going to make a swing at the back of Numa's head.
What's an ogre's movement speed?
40. He only had to move 20, luckily.
Luckily, yes.
I had him positioned before you cast it and everything.
I know.
Just enough to kill you all.
I mean, he was the one, he actually rolled like an 18 on his stealth check as he was coming up.
Didn't catch
The other
it.
guy rolled like a 2.
I don't even know what my passive perception is. What is my passive perception? Not that good. I don't have expertise in perception.
But that's going to hit Numa. So, Numa,
Do I know he's there now?
you unexpectedly feel a thunk on the back of your head that causes you to see stars.
It
And
makes
you
me
kind
really
of slump
out.
forward a little bit. And you hear this, little man.
Ooh, he calls you a
behind
little
you.
man.
That's fighting words, I think.
I think that is fighting words.
Xavier.
All right. Do I have any indication that the ogre that just whacked Numa, that he knows that I'm there?
You get the distinct impression that he can see you.
Okay.
You're not sure about the other guy.
Okay. Well, it looks like they got that handled, and I'm not going to alert the other ogre that I hit from. So, I am going to untarget ogre 2, and I'm going to target ogre 3, and I'm going to pop him with my bow.
Oh, wait a second. I need to make a couple of saves. What kind of save was to end slowed?
Wisdom save at the end of their turn.
Okay, so. And it was DC 15, I assume?
Yep.
So Dig would also have that save.
But Caden went after Dig, so we have to wait until the end of Dig's turn. Oh, wait, no, not. Sorry. Dig did make that save. The
Oh,
other
just-
one,
Yeah.
Okay.
Ogre 2, so has to wait. They both seem to continue to be slowed.
All right. Xavier would like to shoot ogre number 3. Huh. I'll Xavier Numa. Oh, thank God. He was slowed.
You are lucky he was slowed.
I am lucky he was slowed. I am not rolling very well on the 2 hits. All right. So since he's within 5 feet of an ally, he gets sneak attack damage. Hey-ya! 21 points of damage.
So as you whip around and just release this arrow almost blindly, this massive ogre that is now standing over your friend laughing takes an arrow right to the sternum and goes, oh!
And, I'm going to take this opportunity to pull a Numa, and I'm going to dive under the cart, and I'm going to say, turtle formation. And I would like to hide.
Formation. Yeah.
Because it worked so well
Okay.
before, so I would like to attempt to hide underneath the cart. Actually, I would like the ogre to see me dive under the cart, and I would like to come out the other side, and hide on this side from ogre 3. I know it's not going to work too well for ogre 2, but
No, not considering you have no cover from ogre 2.
yeah.
But he is luckily looking the other direction right now.
So yeah, I'm playing off of his mind right now. So hopefully it works. Probably not. Fuck. It's colors, man. Gotta change them. Anyway, that's an 8 for stealth. I'm sure that was great.
The best.
The best. It's because I don't have my cloak on. I should just have that thing always active. Just never turn it off.
But then
Anything
it'll
else you
get
want to do?
Dirty.
No, that's all I got. Then it would get dirty. Climbing underneath wagons, yeah, it would dirty my cloak.
Okay. Numa, you're up.
So we're going to try a 5th level maneuver.
Oh, what the hell's that horse doing?
Yeah, that horse is.
Get out of here, Silver!
I was trying to copy Silver and I still
Yeah.
couldn't, so.
distracting our ogre friends, I hope. So I am going to, since I can attack twice in 5th level, I'm going to strike him with my Elvish short sword and then finish him off with a Fist of Unbroken Air.
Now, okay, let's double check this here.
Double check it.
I'm pretty sure that when you get your second attack at 5th level, it's when you take an attack action, you can make another attack with that weapon on your turn, or at least another weapon attack. I don't know that you can both attack and cast that spell.
Well, I'm not considering it a spell. I was considering it an attack. Because I don't think... So it just says... It doesn't say it has to be with the same weapon. It just says beginning at 5th level, you can attack twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action on your turn.
Right, but the attack action is not the same as using a key ability.
But I can use my key abilities when I attack.
Some of them, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so just so you know, Chip, it's considered a spell because it's an elemental spell, so you cannot use like a melee attack and an elemental spell at the same time.
Okay, then my other 5th level maneuver would be to hit him with the Fist of Unbroken Air, and then as my bonus action, attack him twice.
That you
Using
can
a
absolutely
That
do.
you can do.
Key point. Okay. I'm not going to mess around with this guy.
Punch him in the face.
Hopefully he will be on the ground for my bonus attack. So, because he's at a disadvantage on saves right now, right?
Dexterity saves he is.
Okay.
Do you have something for dexterity saves?
No, not yet. This is saving. See, Fist of Unbroken Air is strength saving throw. Probably not the best thing against an ogre, but anyway.
You'll never know till you try.
Yep. So, Fist of Unbroken Air, please. Come forward from my. Okay, so that's 2 key points. Oh. So what do I do? Roll against.
You should have on your character sheet, back in the actions.
Do I hit the dragon head? No.
No, because remember, Fist of Unbroken Air automatically hits. So you go ahead and roll your damage, and then I'll roll the save. All right, so you do 15 points of damage to this guy,
Nice.
and then do you remember what your save DC is? Your spellcasting ability is Wisdom, so it should
Wisdom's
be 12.
14. I got a 14 on Wisdom.
Right, so you get the +2.
And the +2.
Your
should be
proficiency
13.
bonus.
Oh, proficiency's +3 now, so it's 13.
Nice.
Okay, so let's see if this ogre
You
can
just
roll better
confused
than
me
a
with
13.
some weird math there. I don't know what
So
you did there.
proficiency-
+3 +2.
Your spell
Yeah.
save is 8 plus your proficiency plus your modifier, which is wisdom.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, and that's when
Gotcha.
they get difficult, when they should just make it something else, but they have
So
to make
the-
it 8.
The 8 is
So
the
it's
base. 8
So
is
it's
the
8
base
plus 3
number.
plus 2.
Yeah, 8
Gotcha.
is the base, and then you add your proficiency bonus, and then your modifier.
Oh, got you. Perfect.
So it was 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1.
Yeah,
1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1.
Plus
Plus
a
2.
1d4.
Plus 24. What?
So, as you summon forth this fist of air, it pow just punches right into where that arrow was sticking out of this guy's chest, pushing it even further in and shattering the shaft.
That's pretty
And
cool.
he staggers back, but holds his ground. Just in time for you to kick him in the face with your additional attacks.
Quack, quack.
Yes. So, wait a minute. Now, what am I doing? Make sure I'm doing
Flurry
this
of
right.
blows.
Flurry of blows, so that's another key point, right?
Yep.
And then it's at 2... 2
Believe it's
unarmed.
2 unarmed
2
strikes.
Right, okay. So let me... Where am I keeping up with my key points?
The same place you just unchecked.
Oh, flurry of bowls, I see. So I can go there.
Yep.
And... Rolling for
Unarmed attacks.
that one.
That's going to hit.
Nice. Numa's laying the
That's
hurt.
going to hit.
Shit.
Hey!
You don't like ogres.
Bam! Bam!
Did you just kill him?
In all honesty,
Almost.
he just really loves my horse.
I do.
So,
Did I
So-
just kill that
my
guy?
horse.
He's
You
almost
didn't. But
Oh.
he... Like,
That's some monk crap
His-
right there.
that is.
some monk
dead. That's
crap.
some monk crap. You just
So-
went, pat, pat, tap, pat, pat.
you summon forth this fist of air that does what I just described. And then you jump up, do a roundhouse kick that almost knocks his jaw off his face. And it's definitely hanging there in a very, very broken shape.
Gosh.
And as you land, you give one of those standing, like, side kicks just right into its gut. And the ogre is essentially standing there, like, almost retching in pain right in front of you.
Mm.
Very nice.
Is there
I
anything
bow
else
at
you'd
his
like to do?
demise.
You bow his demise.
Well, it
He's
would
not
seem...
technically demised yet.
I know, and it would seem so cowardice to do the turtle formation after I just kicked his butt like that, but...
It's looking pretty good, isn't it?
So...
You invented it.
Yeah, I did. It just doesn't feel right now. So Caden's on that side. So anyway, Shoot. Where am I going to go? Because I still have a movement, right?
You do still have a movement. But while you're thinking about that, Aravan, what are you going to do?
Yeah, everyone,
Oh,
what are you
man.
gonna do?
Aravan is going to try for a
Caden, you're up
freaking
after him.
combo here. So first things first, Aravan is going to use his Channel Divinity as a bonus action to mark Dig as his Vow of Enmity, which is basically just going to give him advantage against attacks against Dig for the next minute or until it drops to 0.
Okay.
And then Aravan is going to make 2 strikes at Dig with his Greatsword. And if any of those attacks hit, he's going to add Divine Smite to that to add 2d8.
You're just going for all the pains.
Connect. This guy, Dig and I were making a deal, and then he fucking swung at Octavia. So this guy is I'm none too happy
Fuck
about
you,
what Dig
Dig.
has done. So first,
I'm just going to say, technically, someone shot an arrow at his head first.
I missed. He didn't even
Yeah.
notice.
but it was a miss.
That's a hit.
So
Could have worked through that
okay.
arrow.
So first things first, the Greatsword damage is 2d6 plus 2 slashing. Any 1s or 2s, I get to reroll because of my great weapon fighting.
Okay.
Okay, and that
1d6.
already the hunter's mark.
Why does it
there.
say 3d? Oh, okay.
It's doing the hunter's mark
Right.
damage
So
already.
the hunter's mark
So
was the 3.
I'm re-rolling that. Okay, so it's
Okay,
still
so it
11
stays the same.
done to him, and then first divine smite for 2d8 radiant damage,
So there's 5 more.
Good God.
and then second swing with the great sword,
Stop.
still at advantage because he's still my
You lose Sanctuary, by the way.
enmity. Losing sanctuary, absolutely, but carrying a whole
That's
lot
a hit.
about that.
Totally worth.
Worth it.
Totally worth.
And then 2d6 plus the hunter's mark.
I think you only do hunter's mark once, which is why I didn't roll it.
Once per
Okay.
round.
Well, I'm going to re-roll that too real quick for 6.
Okay, so he takes 4 more damage then.
And then going to Divine Smite that second
Jeez
one
Louise.
for 10 more radiant damage.
Okay, so Numa, as you're cowardly running away from the
I'm not
ogre
proud
that you
of
almost
this.
killed,
I'm not proud of this.
you're running towards Aravan, and what you see is him whipping this great sword
This
through
is
the
why
air.
he's my hero. This is why he's my hero.
And the first swing catches Dig across the gut and leaves a deep furrow in the muscles. And it's almost like you see a burst of light happen when he swings and makes contact. And the swing continues around, and Aravan brings the sword back up over his head and brings it arcing down from above and strikes deep into Dig's shoulder, just above the arm that had so recently grasped his coin purse. And you again see almost a burst of light come out of the impact. And Dig seems to be reeling somewhat slowly away from these blows.
As a bonus action, I would like to pause and ponder this wondrous sight.
Sorry, you already used
Just
your bonus action.
witnessed.
Also, Ben just double checked on the hunter's mark, and it is whenever I make a hit with a weapon attack, not
Oh.
just once per round. So
Okay, well,
one more d6, 2 more on this guy.
Shut
I
bam.
wonder why the game didn't automatically include it.
It's a good question.
But 2 more damage to Dig. All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
That's it for Aravan. He's going to look up at Dig and just with this radiant energy burning in his eyes, just tell him things could have gone much differently for you, Dig. We could have come to an accord, but you chose to swing at my comrades. I cannot live with that. And neither can you.
And as you're saying all that mouthful, this guy comes up behind you,
Oh,
and
dear.
takes a
Aaron is
mighty
more.
swing at you.
Araman!
And as he's swinging his great club, it smashes into the branches above your head and diverts and slams into the ground next to you.
He didn't want to hit such a great orator.
You probably saw what I just did to dig. Wanted none of that.
And he also continues to be slowed. Caden, you're up.
All right. So, if theoretically I was going to cast Lightning Bolt, would you agree that it hits both ogres but not Erevan or Octavia on that particular angle? It's
Yes,
5 foot wide.
I would agree that you can aim it between the two of them since they are 5 feet apart.
All right.
The question is, how far does lightning bolt go?
Either 100 feet or if it's affected by Smell Sniper, 200 feet.
Oh, okay. That would seem to be plenty of distance then.
Jesus.
All
It's a
right.
great spell.
Targeting those two. And it is a dexterity save, which they have disadvantage on.
Disadvantage on. That's true. Oh yeah, they fail badly.
Jesus. You killed them both?
No, just dig.
Oh, it looked like the other guy went straight to white.
He's just
He
on
went-
moderate.
He went to light green.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a ugly.
My monitor
green
doesn't show
color.
greens very well.
So,
It's just that green.
Yeah.
Caden calmly steps to the side, lines up just right between Erevan and
Like he's trying
Octavia,
to take a picture, like it's like. Yeah.
while they're in the middle of this combat. You gotta remember, everything that happens this round happens in the same 6 seconds.
Same.
And so, as one ogre runs up behind and just barely misses Erevan, as he's, is cutting swaths through dig in the other direction, Caden just calmly lines it up, and all of a sudden holds out one hand, and a lightning bolt just erupts from it. And along with it, it's not quite as loud as an actual lightning strike, but it's close. Just whack.
That was blinding. Jesus Christ. Or
And
Bomb or whoever.
Erevan, you see that Dig's right side and most of his arm has just become a crumpled, singed mass that is about to fall off of the rest of him as he collapses to the ground. And this ogre behind you, who just narrowly missed your head with this tree branch that's almost as big as your leg, is screaming in pain as there's like a gash ripped in his side, and is actually not really oozing anything, even though it probably should, but it's been burned to a crisp.
You even sealed his wound for him. That's so kind.
So, Caden, is there anything else you'd like to do?
Caden will just sit back and bask for the rest of his turn.
All right. Octavia.
So I was faced this one ogre, and I turned around because this blinding light came, and all of a sudden I turn around, this another ogre is right behind me, and I'm like, oh my god, there's an ogre here. So
And
I'm going to.
you also notice that at that same time,
Uh-oh.
the
Another ogre.
the cart and the horses
No!
are now
No!
moving at high speed in that direction.
Damn it. My plans are foiled.
Aravan there seems to be more of them. Several more of them behind us. And I will cast Burning Hands against this one. Which is a save, but I clicked the wrong button. And I will roll the damage dice. See what happens.
Well, he's going to take all that damage because with his disability on saves, he is struggling.
And then my lovely weapon that I have is going to come down to next to him. And I will attack with that.
That's going to hit.
Wow. Did you kill it?
No.
He's
Never allowed to kill things. It's okay.
Killing is
So-
badong.
It's not good for my rap sheet as a cleric, so it's okay.
Okay, so real quick,
Yes.
who can remember if you cast an area of effect spell while in melee, do they get an opportunity attack?
No,
Or
But
you
only
just
burning-
have disadvanged on ranged spell attacks? or
Ranged
ranged
spell
attacks.
I think
But
it's just
Burning
disadvantage.
Hands is from self.
Okay.
So,
I'm just trying to remember because it's always a slightly confusing rule because
Yeah.
it changes from edition
Yeah.
to edition.
Yeah.
the best way to remember it is if it has an actual attack roll and it's ranged, then
Disadvantage.
it's disadvantage. If it's a save,
Are you
doesn't
sure
matter
it's
if it's
actually the best way?
Yeah.
There's like no mnemonic to that. That's
No,
just I just have to
no.
remember it.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like the best way.
Yeah. If it has a save instead of a roll, it is game.
That's
no
not
matter,
helping.
No matter when.
it
you
almost
use
it almost rhymes though. Save instead of a roll. Just think of it as a rhyme.
That doesn't
Amanda,
rhyme
do you
at
know
all.
what rhyming means?
It's a term she's heard before. That's all.
Sounds good.
Anyway, anything else you want to do, Octavia?
I want this guy to be dead, but I guess, not everyone's dreams come true, so that's okay.
All right.
I
Well,
thought you wanted Silver to be alive. I thought that was your dream.
Dig
Silver is
Dig
alive.
is definitely dead. He's no longer slowed. He's stopped.
Sorry, Dig. We tried to cooperate with you.
Ogre 3 over here has just seen his enemy run away,
Stay down, ogre. Stay down.
and this cart has come between him and his target anyway.
Oh god.
Damn it, Numa! How do you keep pulling that off?
How does that happen? I don't know.
But he sees
Awesome.
another target in front of him,
Yep.
and so he's going to run over and take a swing at that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to hit.
Yep. I'm glad I'm the one person that took damage in this fight, guys. Just
Numa took damage too.
oh.
Yeah, I got co-cocked
But
in
did
the
he
back
take
of the
18
head.
points of damage?
It was close. I think
I
he
think it
took
was 14.
13 or 14.
Oh.
12,
So
maybe.
again, this guy comes over and he doesn't have a tree branch so much as like a gnarled root that he's actually kind of fashioned slightly into a more effective club.
I would like to use Uncanny Dodge to half the damage.
Well, I guess that's a thing you could theoretically do.
I forgot that I'm
Look
level
at you
5.
go.
I have that now, so I take 9 points of damage.
I disapprove of this in the most stringent of terms.
It uses my reaction, though.
Okay, well, can you click it and see what happens?
Where's it at?
I don't know. You tell me. It's your ability. Is it on your character sheet?
I didn't.
Nope, sounds like you can't do it.
All right, that's fine. I don't know how to add things to this.
Well, you need to practice.
Okay, how do I do it?
I don't know. You need to practice. There's a whole internet out there.
Yeah.
Okay. And now that he's taking his one action, he's going to attempt to resist the effects of the slow spell and fail miserably. New round. Xavier.
Hey.
Ole.
Yo. All right, so I got this guy up in my grill. That's great. Yeah, I'm not really happy about that. So I guess is all I got. So, I guess I'm just gonna try to stab it with my rapier since I'm right here. Yeah, let's. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna do a spell because I've got it. I'm gonna cast sleep on him.
Oh,
Okay.
snap.
Yeah, I figure I'd try it. And I believe I can just go in here and click the effect button while targeting him, right?
Not the effect button. You have to do the save button.
Where is the save button? Oh, it's based on D6.
Oh yeah, you've got to roll and
Yeah.
it's hit point based. That's right.
Yeah. Let me pull that spell up real quick. I don't think we figured out how to add that in.
I want to say it's 5 or 6 d6,
Yeah.
maybe even 8 d6.
Sleep. 5d8.
5 d8. Okay.
5d8.
All right, so grab my d8s. Huh. So if it has 22 or less hit points, it's sleepy.
That it just gets mildly sleepy. Is that all that's going to happen?
No, it falls asleep.
What's the effect it applies?
Starting with a creature that has the lowest current hit points. Falls unconscious.
Unconscious.
Oh, this ogre pitches forward to the ground while still bleeding from a fairly vicious chest wound and seems to have fallen asleep.
Fantastic. I will use the rest. What?
Unless ogres are immune to being charmed.
Are they immune to being charmed?
I don't know.
No,
The
Rogue,
last sentence.
What?
no, they're not.
Okay.
Rogue, you bored the ogre to death.
You ran from him. And I run and I jump back up on top of the wagon to get control of the horses.
So you run up and jump on the back of the wagon.
And I would like to attempt to hide from the sleeping ogre.
Okay,
As a bonus.
sure.
Just,
It must not be very hard to hide from a sleeping ogre.
well, he's going to be pissed when he wakes up. I'm just saying. 13.
Okay.
That's
Anything else you'd like to do?
That's it. That's all I got.
Numa.
So I'm going to move to flank number 2.
Do you want to flank him?
Yes, I'm going to flank him with my sword. I want to put him right in the oh, I see what you did. Thank you.
In the flank.
Now, real quick, just because this may come up at some later point.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, flanking is, the first set of flanking is having 2 people on opposite sides that
Yes.
are, engaged with the enemy. I think by the rules, having a third person would not that person would not gain combat advantage because they don't have someone else on the opposite side. I think that's bullshit. If you can be distracted by 2 people, 3 people is definitely distracting.
Sure.
So in this situation, the fact that Numa and Airvan are flanking, Octavia would also get advantage on her attacks.
I could see that. If Numa was, say, dead center, he'd be flanking with Octavia
Both.
and Aravan. I could see that.
I mean, effectively,
So it's
once
more
you,
like
once you start surrounding the enemy,
they get a
Just-
flanked status. Effectively.
yeah,
Pack tactics.
exactly.
I like it.
Because I always thought it was like, wait a minute,
It
if
is
you
pretty
can't defend against 2 people because they're on opposite sides of you, why could you defend against 3 just because one of them isn't?
Yeah.
Because one's a noob.
Because when you get a pack of zombies and they want to kill your cleric in a dungeon,
Careful,
Yeah,
guys. He might just be throwing this rule in here now while it's advantageous to us. With
4
schemes
more
of his
ogres come
own.
out and surround.
So I'm going to do my 2 attacks.
Okay.
Oops, that one didn't have an ad on it. Do I get advantage on both or just one?
Both. So go ahead and roll another attack. Without the advantage.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Both would have
Well,
hit.
both of those would have hit, so. Both hit.
Go Numa.
So as you slice and dice with your...
He's alive.
You slice and dice with your sword, and you can tell you're making an impact. Doesn't seem to be quite as vicious as Aravan's was.
No, he's my hero, though.
You can still punch him.
His sword is like 3 times as big as yours.
It's all about size. I know.
I mean, you can still.
I didn't
punch
say
him.
that.
You can punch him. I mean,
Oh yeah, I can do a bonus action and
you can
what
just
is
do
it?
one punch. Yeah.
One.
An
Yeah,
unarmed
unarmed
attack.
strike is a bonus action. Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Watch,
Yeah,
you
so
kill
I'm
him.
gonna-
You kill him with your fist. and
Out
you
of,
throw
out
away
of
your sword.
frustration, I'm just going to throw my fist at him as well. Why did that not kill him?
You punch him in the butt cheek.
There's one I didn't
That'll
do
hit.
bad.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
If you
will it?
kill him by punching him in the butt, wait, what?
I thought I was going to do ad. I forgot to do advantage. I don't know if you get advantage or not. Anyway.
You do.
Yeah, you would still get advantage.
All right, so
And
there you go.
Not
as you
Still, it didn't
as you-
kill him.
so frustrated the fact this thing has not collapsed to death yet, you punch as hard as you can right into his kidney, and you're pretty sure you hear it burst.
Oh.
I've heard those bursts before. I know what it sounds like.
Yummy.
Anything else?
No, I'm not going to run away this time.
Oh
I'm
no!
definitely. And I'm not going to
Aravan.
go attack a small sleeping ogre over there.
So, as a bonus action, I'm going to shift my hunter's mark over to ogre number 2.
Okay. Now,
And
you
then
don't
I'm
get
just
to
gonna take my
reapply
2.
your enmity thing.
No,
Because your
that's
target died,
just
do you?
one target.
That's what I thought.
Just one target, yeah. Dig did me wrong, so Dig became my target on that one. And then I'm just going to take my 2 greatsword swings with advantage for flanking against ogre 2.
That's going to hit.
15. And
Ooh. Ooh.
So, have you
Damn.
seen that? Have you seen that movie? What's it called? Oh yeah, The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I think I've heard about that one, that indie flick.
Yeah. So, you know, there's that one scene where like one of the main hero guys takes a sword and like chops off the head of this like orc thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, you do that only it's an ogre.
Nice. Much better.
Numa like this.
And
Oh god, he's
and the
turning
ogre's
into an
head-
ogre.
it pops off kind of like a champagne cork, and it flies up in the air and lands right at Numa's feet, staring up at him.
Lovely.
That's what you get.
Is there anything else
I
you'd like to do?
was Daddy after you said that. It was so fitting.
I heard that too. I was like,
He's
this is
so
not
good.
appropriate for
Sitting
children.
at your feet. Daddy!
If he can,
Perfect.
Aravan would just
Perfect
kind of
timing.
like to turn around from effectively looking to the right of this map and looking to see if there are more ogres on the way, because this is where he saw Dig come from, and this is where ogre number 2 came from out of.
You don't observe anything at the moment.
All right. So that's going to be. Aravan's going to move over towards the tree then.
Okay. Well, that guy's dead. Caden.
All right.
So the only one you've seen one ogre lose its head. One ogre you skewered with lightning and it collapsed. And you saw Xavier, you swear you saw him cast a spell, which you didn't think he was capable of. And he, like, waved his fingers kind of like it's like a third grader trying to do magic. Kind of disappointing, and it's really kind of gauche. But he, like, it's like an oogly boogly thing, and the ogre in front of him just kind of falls forward asleep. And then he runs off.
I totally see him doing the Crocodile Dundee with the horns to the ogre.
Like I said, definitely kind of an oogly boogly thing.
Oogly googly.
All
So
right.
what would you like to do?
I'd like to finish off that ogre to get this done with once and for all. So I'll target it and cast Firebolt. Unless there's some reason to keep it alive, but I can't think of any. What is the S that keeps moving around?
That's a spiritual weapon.
Ah. Right.
The snake.
Snake, oh, it's a snake.
I was thinking of
I think
that.
that's Dig's soul moving around.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
That hits.
The song. Gotcha.
Somehow.
Because it's slowed and unconscious.
Yeah, with disadvantage for casting on a
Prone target. Yep.
all of the things.
Well, luckily for you, that guy was almost dead. When Xavier put him to sleep, he only had 2 hit points left. He probably just would have bled out if nobody had done anything. But instead, you put a firebolt through his head. And with all the ogres gone, the only thing you guys have left to look forward to is watching Xavier try to stop the horses from crashing the wagon into a tree.
I'm going to
Which-
save Silver for running away so I don't lose him forever. But that's
Which-
okay.
Xavier is unsuccessful at doing because he couldn't get to the wagon seat fast enough.
I tried.
And watching Octavia wander about the forest for the next 20 minutes trying to talk Silver back.
Come here, you double son of mine.
And
I have treats.
only eventually does the horse come back.
He's
But it's giving you guys time to pull the tree, which really wasn't that big a tree, out from across the road and clean up after yourselves.
It's probably because I smashed it so nicely that it was really easier for us to pull out of the road.
Yeah, but you have that mace of shrinking, right?
Yeah, great. But literally shrunk it by 2 massive chunks.
And the last thing that each of you kind of comes to realize is that none of the rest of the guards ever showed up to help.
I noticed that a long time ago.
And
Thanks, guys.
as you check to make sure that, like, everybody's okay, that, you know, nothing bad happened, there were no ogres, nobody else attacked the rest of the caravan. They just didn't come to help. And you get the distinct impression that the rest of the guards, there's only 2 or 3 of them, aside from you guys, just decided they didn't feel like helping you because, well, they think you're murderers.
Well, maybe I will murder them.
That's reassuring.
But that's a different character. So I have to be nice.
So,
Damn it.
using this observation, I will again talk to Aravan and say, do you want me to mess with them?
Feel free.
Thank you.
When we see men of a contrary character, we should look inwards.
Okay, Kennedy.
Aravan, can I borrow your hat for the night?
Aravan's gonna hand over his hat of disguise.
Fantastic. I'd like to take the next hour attuning to that hat.
All right. So you can certainly do that.
I would like to do that.
And as we begin next week's session, you can fill us in on all of the enjoyable hijinks you pull.
Oh, it's going to be, well, I mean, if they want to think I'm a murderer, I might just turn into a murderer for a second, so.
Well, unfortunately, I can go ahead and tell you that you don't have the opportunity to get any of them off alone, and they tend to keep watch in pairs.
They don't have to go piss by themselves at some point?
They don't trust you in the least, and they think you already snuck around and murdered one of their friends. So they do everything in pairs now.
Don't laugh like that. That makes it sound like you did murder one of their friends.
Well,
You guys don't know that he didn't.
Well, we don't. No,
Nobody asked me.
I do know
Aravan asked
Caden
me.
was the only one who abstained from answering, so
Aravan
Caden's the only
says,
question mark.
But Kane doesn't have a sword.
I did
so it's
answer.
Okay.
He just
No,
Aravan
you don't know who didn't answer
compelled.
about the being a lizard person. Yeah, Aravan.
so Aravan says that everyone was under the effects of the truth spell. You guys have no proof of that.
Yeah, there's that too.
No,
It's okay, I like
Peter
Aravan.
and I were clearly working together
So
to get rid of this guy who was asking too many questions.
who was the guy that died? What was his name?
Jim John.
Jim John.
Just John.
Just John. All right. So
Don't
yeah,
hit Jim.
keeping that in mind, I am probably for my hijinks be turning into John and doing a little haunting at night.
All right, well, I look forward to hearing about it next week.
I will.
Oh, jeez.
And real quick, as the caravan is effectively kind of like just funneling through this area after we move the tree branch, Aravan would kind of like to make his way back over to Dig's body, collecting up the 6 copper pieces and 5 silver, and just placing them on Dig's chest and saying a prayer over him. As basically, like as the caravan's moving by, he's spending that whole time to kind of pray over Dig's body.
Okay.
Well,
Poor
while he's
kid.
praying, I'm looking for the ogre horde. That's sure to be around here somewhere.
And as you look around, what you find is more of like ruined spider nests,
Mhm.
and you're pretty sure that those 3 ogres had come on a hunting expedition for food.
All I can say is better ogres than spiders. Oh, much happier.
I also, again going behind the scenes here for a moment, would like to point out that the random encounter was supposed to be 2 ogres, and I knew that 2 ogres just weren't going to be a threat, so I thought I'll throw 3 ogres at them. So much for that shit. CR5 my ass.
They did scare Silver.
I think the problem is Caden's overpowered.
I clearly have given him too many spells.
On the one hand, I'm not sure if like the rounds of like diplomacy was helping us or not, because like we were at the same time that we were like talking to Dig, we were also able to like build up our spell arsenal. Like I had Sanctuary cast upon me. I got out a Hunter's Mark on him, and they were all slowed during that time.
Yeah, we had some prep before we actually started wailing on each other.
I think that was a good approach.
I mean, I was-
Strategy.
If you guys didn't kill ogre number 2, I was really contemplating using Mage Hand to grab his nuts to disable him for a second. I had it in my mind.
It just depends on how big his nuts are, because Mage Hand can only do up to 10 pounds.
Hey, that's a lot of grabbing.
DM ruling.
I'm going to say that it would probably be uncomfortable to put a
That's awesome.
10-pound weight on your testicles. So a 10-pound squeeze would probably not be very comfortable.
Anyway, that's what I was gonna do, but then my cart moved, and so I was like, well, that's got out the window.
But you guys do manage to find scattered around the remains of previous unfortunate travelers. About 30 gold pieces of just random coinage.
Sweet. I'll add that to mine.
And over the next few days, because there's only about an 8-day trip from Waterdeep to the construction camp. Again, there's no warming of relations between you guys and your traveling companions, but you do eventually reach the campsite where you're going to be conducting your repairs and the work on the road. And just as soon as I find it, I will display the map. Guys got their own thing picked.
The entire campsite's overrun by fungus that are slowly growing.
Oh, geez, not again.
No, there's no fungus. But I know there's a map in here
Just
somewhere.
fun guys, right?
I refuse to acknowledge that was a statement.
You laughed inside.
Just
No, I really didn't. Okay, here we go. So, you guys arrive at the Karnath Roadhouse. And as the wagons pull into the yard, that's where we're going to stop for the evening.
nice.
Come on, Matt. You can load. I believe in you.
You can do it. There it is. Ooh.
So, anybody have any highlights for the night?
Absolutely,
almost-
the whole, like, even though it was unsuccessful, the whole talking it over with Dig. Because I think that's the first time Erevan's actually rolled that high in initiative. And so he doesn't want, more or less, he doesn't want to be the one that swings first against somebody
Mm-hmm.
unless they're, like, noticeably hostile. So I took this opportunity to be like, you know what, here's an opportunity to develop that a little bit. And so he was just refusing to attack first, basically waiting for anyone else to do so, and then he would have been totally game. But I like the way that it played out overall.
I was also pleased with that. I had the scene set up in my mind where, like, he was asleep after he'd eaten all that spider, and he was just going to, like, passed out by the side of the road, and you guys had to figure out, is he dead, is he alive, and it just worked out nicely. I'm glad with the way it went down. Although-
happy
And
with
now he's dead.
I'm happy with me implementing the turtle formation.
Yeah, we'll keep that one alive.
Yeah, we keep that one alive. That was pretty good. I missed a bunch of shots except for one good one. Not too happy about
I
that.
think technically you missed one shot and made one shot.
Yeah,
In his mind.
in my mind.
Just-
What?
Well, I think it's obvious that Numa has gone to another level of cosmic connection.
Numa has achieved enlightenment.
All those natural
Yes.
20s.
Numa.
Jesus.
So,
So
I found silver after he ran away, so I'm happy.
I have to admit, Numa, the fact that you were so impressive during the fight is one reason that no one has killed you yet.
Including
So
us,
they-
your party members.
Right, yeah,
We were
right.
talking it over for a while.
so as all those guys were just waiting and watching us hopefully die, they know not to mess with the monk now, huh?
they certainly got the impression that if you can almost single-handedly destroy an ogre, they're probably not that interested in messing with you.
My work here is done.
But then again, you never know.
I know, and I'll be the last one to know.
Well, you know what? I'm going out of my way to stay out of the limelight, per Leosin's requests of doing things in the shadow. So
Yeah, you got to get used to being a harp.
yeah. So missing my attacks were on purpose.
Harper.
For missing your attacks on purpose.
Yeah, that's my RP. Anytime I miss an attack, it's so I don't appear to be so good.
Yeah, I meant to miss that one.
Yep.
Okay, Chesko. Just because Chesko,
the missed attacks just didn't happen.
Yeah.
yeah, so just because Chesko's not here doesn't mean you can take over his personality.
Just saying. No, it's not that I'm trying to appear better than I am. I'm trying to appear less than I am. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. By claiming that you intentionally missed.
No. Well, he says that to himself.
It's
part of the plan.
Well, anyway. Well, again, guys, I've enjoyed it. I hope you guys had a good time.
Yeah, that was good.
Fun. Super fun.
Now, I am curious, just from where we are in the story, you probably get the impression you may be about to find something out about the cult of the dragon and everything. So what do you guys think they're doing?
They're bringing these jewels to go and sacrifice for a dragon somewhere, and it's going to be a terrible, terrible dragon, and we're going to be way over our heads. It's going to be awful. It should be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about the cult, so I don't know kind of the backstory of why they took the gold or where they got the gold from, really. But yeah, I think taking that much gold besides just pillaging gold, it's definitely nefarious, and haven't quite wrapped my finger around what they're doing with that. So
yeah, my only thought is they've got to be using it to bribe a dragon for something. It's there's no way they're just taking all this gold somewhere up north to just retire and live out the rest of their days. They've
sounds good,
definitely got some kind of a plan that I don't even know what it could be. But they already had the one big old blue dragon, so they got to have plans for something.
you killed him dead.
No, I mean the actual big old blue dragon.
Oh.
I thought that
He
was
means
a
the
white
actual flying blue dragon.
Oh, I thought
That
that was
weird.
a white dragon.
It was blue. It had lightning.
That's how we found out Octavia's colorblind.
She's blue-white colorblind.
Happens to a lot of people. You'd be surprised.
Does it though?
That's why I named my brown horse Silver.
Oh, Lord. Okay, guys. Well, once
Awesome.
again, awesome session. Thank you
Yep.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yep.
sir.
Good night.
Night, everybody.
Adios.